What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And in this particular video, I will be reviewing Loving You Is Wrong, Season 2, Episode 1, which is the season premiere. Okay, shout out to my YouTube fam, and, I'll be part of YouTube fam. I'm a YouTube fan, whatever. Just, just subscribe to the description button below, and like and share this video, all that. But I shout out and love to all the love support. Can't forget those folks, and then shout out to my YouTube cousins. So, all that, but let's get into it. If y'all seen my half-has now when I put it up, I probably put it up before this one. It's one of those things that I didn't realize after recording the video. This is a little mini rant. That my hair is here. I tried darkening, the video and try to edit this out. I could have made it out, but that would have been much longer and all this other stuff, whatever, with the photo, auto commentary. And here you just see like the hair. So if you see the fuzz, hopefully it don't really stand up. I'm just telling the fans, I might put in the description bad hair day, or I didn't know it was bad. Sorry about I didn't know it was bad till after I finished doing that, and I definitely feel like redoing it over. Okay. But anyway, y'all, we picked up where we left off. And as far as by the way, y'all, I forgot to mention, if you've seen in my previous video that I did earlier Tuesday morning, because this won't probably be uploaded until tomorrow, today, which is Wednesday, about the new troll that has been doing videos, and we were able to take the video down, the channel completely down. It was a lot more YouTubers that were put on there, and then I think it's the same person that's done this will probably start with Much Love, and then started, like I said, I did one previously that had something to do with that. So it's the second time in a row that my videos have been taken, and I've been notified, by someone, by YouTube, one of my YouTube cousins, and blah blah blah. So yeah, y'all, it's anyways. So we pick up where we left off. She's planning over there. She's got her jogging suit ready, and she is trying to get out of the house while, of course, her husband, I don't know why I forgot his name. I'm gonna call him Mr. Ray. I don't know why I feel like doing that to him or whatever. That's not really his name. I'm just gonna call him Mr. Ray. And Mr. Ray is trying to hold her back and restrain her from going to the house to basically confront Alex. That's really the slut. She found out who Pepper is. And there's a woman that we see that was outside from the last season that was walking out her dog. And she ends up now calling, 911 to say, she's hearing screaming and stuff like that outside. And apparently this system, they asked for the address because she's like, I can tell you the cell phone. Esmeralda is the one that's collecting the call. And lady's like, I hear commotion, blah, 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 first. And then, of course, Esmeralda has to take call, but she disbelief because of knowing the address. She knows it's Marcy and, Mr. Ray's address, okay? Or Mr. Ray Cray Cray. That's what I'm going to call him, okay? So, basically, and I guess where they're at, they don't have GPS system to track the cell phone, because it has happened, and I knew that before. There's some cases, or I don't know if it has to do with states, countries, whatever, cities, or whatever you live in, that some of them can actually even trash down the cell phone numbers. But she all of a sudden, I think, decides that she finds a way, and of course Eddie and Lucius are ended up being the ones to be sent over there to see what was going on. Mr. Ray Cray Cray, also known as Alex, lover, impossible future child, baby daddy, comes to the door. First, he's like, everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. You see furniture and everything's tossed around, everything like that. Because when Eddie and Lucius come to the door, Eddie's like, well, we gotta come in. First, Mr. Ray Cray is not trying to come in or whatever, right? Not trying to have him come in. And he just, of course, had to come in the procedure, and then they ask him, Marcy, is she okay? And she's like, no. And then, they asking, her, did he hit you? Because they eventually had Mr. Ray Cray go outside with Lucius. Lucius is Eddie's rookie partner, whatever. So she admits that she has hit Ray, whatever. And she's like this, I'm the one who hit him. And stuff like that. It was like, you can press charges, or she's basically in that mode like, I don't care. And the possible being a woman scorn type of thing. And all of a sudden, she admits to him, like, you know, when she's talking about the charge, she was like, well, he has put me through all this mental tarnish, all this ish, and and he's the one who slept with that bitch next door. And in a way, because I think she's so upset and everything, and she didn't get her hands to confront Alex or whatever, you know. That when Eddie is asking her, well, did he sleep with Kelly? And she was like, you know what, can I pick my bag? She never said yes or no, but Eddie took that as a confirmation that she was agreeing to sleep with Kelly. But I think she was just so tuned out, but at the same time didn't want to. She wanted to pick, maybe she was thinking about the perfect time, I'm going to get this bitch one way or the other, I'm going to expose this hoe. And so she, you know, just said, get my bag. She ends up leaving Big Escort Eddie to go there because she admitted that, if, you know, of course, Ray's trying to restrain her and stuff like that. And of course, the only real reason why he's doing that is so he won't be exposed, which, yeah. So we find out later on. But she ends up leaving, whatever. Of course, Kelly, because Esmeralda calls her when around this time before Eddie and Lucius go over there. Kelly, you know, she was like, this, you know, I haven't heard anything, because Esmeralda was like, have you heard any noise or anything ain't going on? But she comes outside or whatever. Alex come outside. I think also Brad comes outside. Esmeralda, I think, ends up talking to Alex, and they end up having Brad to go down there. And of course, Alex has that same, I had the most guilty look on my face, but nobody can see it in my nose. And I think Kelly was trying to tell them, like, even though Brad is just leave it on there, and I think Brad knocked on the door, blah, blah. So as far as right now, nothing is going on bad or whatever. It just seemed like Marcy's going through, they knew it was an affair, but we just don't know where. Okay. So here it carries over, where here's Kelly trying to be the friend and kind of stay out at the same time. And somehow she gets thrown in the middle of this shit. Because next thing you know, Esmeralda, I think the next day, she's there, and like I said, we'll get into the little part with Natalie and her son type of thing, right? So she's talking to him, and you know, first Lucia gonna ask Esmeralda, she going to the party, you know, Brad's surprise birthday party. And she's like, yeah, well, what's the, she figures out that he's trying to get Eddie is trying to get Lucius to use him to get some information, or get her to come to party, and basically some indirect way as usual, spy on her and all this other stuff. And so she even confronts like Eddie, like, you know, I know you're trying to do and put Lucius and stuff like that or whatever. And then she even asked, he was like, he's looking forward to seeing the party because she said she's gonna go. And she asked him about his wife, and she went back to her. She like, Brod's been gone for a week, whatever, blah blah blah. But he was, you know, then he, you know how Eddie likes to push the buttons, whatever, okay. Eddie was saying something, are you trying to be like, and the conversation goes to, are you trying to be like your friends that sleep with married men? And she's like, what the hell is you talking about? And he brings up about Kelly, oh, Marcy told him that Kelly, as if directly she said the name Kelly, is sleeping with, you know, Rashad. Is that his name, or crazy, whatever I like to call him. So, she's like, what? And stuff like that. So she can't handle it. So we see later on that she's passing information and stuff like that to it, because she was like, what'd you say? Because he was trying to get a kiss out of her. He always like flirts, because he always feels like Esmeralda will always be his. You know, we all know that. It's like the visible tattoo that we don't see. Okay. Brandon, like that's always mine. That's pretty much what Eddie's mind frame is, okay? So, anyways, we go to another scene, and this time we see with Natalie and the son, and she's of course very protected by him really being out too late, especially, you know, like, we don't know what Natalie actually did with the money or anything, or her kids is her playing, and you know, her other kids, and he comes, you know, out the room or whatever. But I guess supposedly maybe she must have took the money, because if you notice, it wasn't said anymore, at least right now, if Natalie kept her job or not. You know what I mean? And he was saying along the lines like, okay, can I leave? Blah blah blah. But before then, he was saying something like this, like, you know, well, Mama, I didn't take that. And she like, well, how do you know? Stuff like that. Because you know how Natalie is. The anger that is carried on Natalie has a certain anger that we understand why she had, but some of it's like, almost like she's making herself bitter. Just Sour Patch Kids, extra Sour Patch Kids bitter, okay? And, you know, And he basically was saying like, Lucius doesn't believe that I'm that way, you know. And she was like, when he said that, she was like, well, when he gets over here, because they supposed to go to some parties, so I guess he's supposed to babysit, you know, his siblings when they gone or something. But she like, when he gets here, okay, but you know, this is when the son, I forgot his name, Natalie's older son, was saying, you know, like, well, he's actually a good dude, you know. She's like, what, because they're on side? He's like, no, I actually see how he treats you well, and he's not like, you know, my little sister's dad, and, you know, how, I guess even how his dad was. He's like, he's a good dude, you need to start treating him better. And, you know, Natalie just seemed like she was calm. They had, like, you know, a peaceful moment. And, you know, he's going outside. Here come Natalie. And you see the dude that actually we know has some connection to how the establishment that Natalie used to probably still manages or whatever, and her son worked at for barely less than 8 hours before all this mess went down. Had Kim, she already knew that he was on some stuff, especially, you know, he's got a couple of goons with him, whatever. But Natalie lets it be known, like, okay, what's going on here? And he's just like, yeah, how you doing? Blah blah blah, Miss Natalie, whatever, blah blah blah. And Natalie brought up herself, and she just let me know, like, if any hair is touched, if you even breathe on my son wrong, you gonna have to deal with it. You want to see the term bitch? I will show you bitch if needed. But she first let know, like, okay, warn him, like, Lucius a cop, blah 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 blah, and they just kind of brushed it off. But you know, either the dudes is very straightforward, or they might know. Maybe they heard some stories about Natalie, stuff like that. Maybe she got, you know, bash knuckle ring with a knife that sticks out on the side. We don't know. But Natalie let me know, like, you know, don't push me. I will bring back those. You don't know nothing about gangster. You know nothing about goons. I will show you. I will basically, you know, you mess with my son, it's gonna be you and me. And other dudes ain't doing nothing, because, you know, it's the dude, he had nerves to say, like, well, she must be on her period, you know, obviously somebody need to get some pads, whatever the hell he said. And she just smacked him, and, you know, he just still was kind of like, okay, whatever. But he wasn't like threatening her or nothing like that. But she just let me know, like, And the dude just walked away, and then he ended up, the son left around saying, Mom, he was still like, Mom, you just crazy. Something like that. I was like, she just laughing. But it did show that, you know, she does care for her son, and that bitter, like, shield that she kind of had, because she didn't even want her, you know, her son in the house first, you know. But now, I guess it seemed like there may be a good connection there, but we still don't know what this dude might have planned. Just because he walked away, and goons there walked away, she walked upstairs, just, you know, going back upstairs, you know, to their place. She, you know, we just don't know where that's gonna head up, okay? And so later on, easing down the road, we see that now all of a sudden Kelly is now considered the whole, and she has done nothing to nobody, okay? Because we see later on that also Brad was talking, you know, once he got the information, Eddie was talking to Brad about saying that Kelly was the one. I think it was the same night or something. Well, I'm sorry, y'all, a little late. But what I'm saying is, Eddie basically told about this information, told him the loser. So now everybody's thinking that Kelly has been up there sleeping with Marcy's husband, Mr. Ray. And on top of that, now Brad has told this information, but Alex's first is like, well, who, you know, this I think is hours before the surprise party, whatever. You know, but they still in their regular clothes. But she's concerned about, you know, oh, who, Kelly? Well, because Babs was saying she's sleeping with the girl last door and bitch next door, and there was that confirmation and everything else, whatever, right? So Alex, even though she's saying, oh, it's not her, I don't think it's true, are you sure? Of course, still, she doesn't want to be found out, so in a way, even though she's not saying anything, but still kind of in a way is allowing it, where if, oh, well, it ain't me, you know, maybe my carry over for her. All right, I can sleep at night, I guess, 1 hour. Shit. So, we see another scene where later on, now here's the big plot, because a lot of this really has to do around the party. Majority of the remaining amount of the episode was about, you know, the gifts, all right? Because like I said before, Marcy, by the way, had left the night of, you know, she went and got her bag. She seen Alex and Kelly, and she just looked at Alex with the death stare. And, you know, Alex is always looking at her loafers or whatever the hell she be having on her shoes, and just sitting there like this. Like, actually, you could tell all this guiltness in her face, but nobody's thinking. And Kelly is just kind of looking, but she has to look like, oh, we know she must know or something type of look. But she didn't know for sure. She was just trying to be a friend. And so, but like I said, Marcy gave it that death stare, like, I'm gonna get you, bitch, type of stare. So we see this later on. So when Brad is having this party before then, everybody's, I guess, parking their car, you know, on the other side of the street or something that nobody knows. And, you know, his friends, I guess, or family co-workers are supposed to be at this party. So Natalie and both Esmeralda go to Kelly's house, but they both now, since Natalie has got this information, you know, they both got, no, Esmeralda tells Natalie, you know, Natalie got this information about, you know, Kelly doing this, and they figure like it's retaliation because of how Travis has basically completely bulldozed over her heart and just emotion everything else, and just basically hold her, and you know, and everything else. So they feel like, dang, I mean, I understand you're going through this, but that's not right. So they debated on should they say anything, but as soon as they like, okay, is the door open? She said door open. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's me. Who it is? Oh, we about to slam your ass. That's who. That's pretty much what it came down to. So they got her, you know, as soon as they came in there, was like, I don't like this. Why would you do something like this? Kelly was like, what are you talking about? Oh, now she pretends she don't know what we're talking about. Then they go into more details about it. And Kelly is thinking it's Alex who has decided to use her as a scapegoat for her hold'em, okay? So she's like, what? What are you talking about? Why would you think I would do something like that? And that's what they're trying to confirm, like, well, he said, she said, he said, he said. And that's how I found out the confirmation that she said it was you. And then that's when Kelly kind of mumbled, but I think they didn't hear her. They were like, so, well, you know, Alex is the one that's sitting here doing this stuff. They're like, huh? And then she said, hitting another riddle me crew. Okay, she's like this. You know what? They said the bitch stayed next door. I don't stay next door. Jeopardy music input. Okay, so they kind of looking like this. And then when they all get over there, right, to the party, I think Alex ends up calling them to come over. But did y'all, quick note, remember she said she was supposed to take Justice to the babysitter? Or did she already say she took him to the babysitter? Because if that was the case, then it was Justice still in the house and they take him there. But I could have sworn, maybe just me, y'all, did she say she already took him to the babysitter, or she was supposed to take him to the babysitter? I don't know, it just got thrown off. It sounded like she said, I gotta take him to the babysitter. But she didn't take him, they just went over there to the house. Okay, maybe I'm hearing stuff wrong. But so they go there, right? And all of a sudden, you know, the first day you got people coming there and Alex just looks away and nobody's saying anything. They're just like, hi, hello, and then no, Brad comes in, surprise, you know, woo woo woo, everybody hugs, kisses, whatever, right? So all of a sudden, Mr. Ray comes in by himself, and he even looks like, you know, something ain't right. And better yet, not only he's staring at Alex with this delirious stare, he has nervous audacity that he's gotten to the point that even just with Brad's back turned in his own house and other witnesses that can see this shit, he has the nervous audacity when he hugs Alex, he's basically grabbing her ass, you know, in a way that is almost like, you know, does it jiggle or whatever. It was just like, you know, let's go do it in the garage as usual, you know, something like that. But it just making it obvious. And Kelly seeing that. And Natalie, because Esmeralda's head was turned or something, she was like this with her nails or something was going on. And Natalie was like, did you see that? He hit her hand all on her ass. You know, that's what Natalie was like, really? Really? Really, no? You just gonna do a disrespectful man house? Oh, this is who that she was talking about. Really? And that's when they started getting suspicious. And Esmeralda was like, okay, we don't know for sure. So, anyway, y'all, around this time being, you got Eddie's trying to give, like, add some other drinks. And she like, that might be a date rate drug in there. He's like, but she's like, I ain't buying blah, blah, blah. I don't know what stuff you trying to pull and use just a little, but I'm going to make you pay if you do some stuff like that. So you take your drink back. I don't know what's in there. I don't know if it's Molly's, because I don't know what the heck. She was just like, I ain't going for that. You have your drink and I have mine. Because he's like trying to give her away from the cheap champagne, give her whatever drinks they had. Now they already see, Brad already started, gave him some, I think one of the gifts that Alex gave him was some Cuban cigars and stuff like that, whatever, right? So in the meantime, Alex all of a sudden decides to go upstairs around this time, right? And when she goes upstairs, Mr. Rashid, I don't know why I think I'm saying this name wrong, but I'll get it right next time I do a video on this, right? So he follows her up the stairs, but he goes, I think, in one of the children's room, or if it's a playroom or something, right? So I think she, whatever, I think was, comes and walks down. He, talks to her in the room closest to the door. And I'm thinking he was trying to, which he probably was trying to eventually have sex with her in there. Probably gets off with the fascination, the possibility of being caught to that point. But he lets her know that Marcy knows about them. And we get a little information about Peppa. I don't know why I thought, like, when I think about Peppa, about that show Peppa Pig for the kids on Nickelodeon, they have it on for Nick Jr., that type of thing. But no, here's where Peppa came from. I knew it was like maybe he thought she was spicy in the bed or bring some excitement. And probably still is, but turns out, because she was like, well, how did she know or figured it out to whatever. And he's like this. The first time they had sex was in the car. And that's when he came up with the name Pepper. But he never said, like, expect. But he ends up, it wasn't her that put that goddamn bumper sticker on the car, or Alex did. He put it on there. So I guess that's what I'm thinking, like, he was first, she's spicy like pepper. And I guess the sex was so that great and that intense that he had to give her a name after a damn seasoning. So anyway, and because I mean, not to say he could have not named her salt and pepper, but I think he was referring to the species because he said she was hot and spicy like pepper, yeah, or vegetable jalapeno pepper. I don't know. So that's where she just like, I'm about to walk out of here and stuff. You gotta go. We ain't about to do this right here and blah blah blah, right? Because he's already thinking like the opportunity. Maybe he needs to know. She say no, he shouldn't know. But she's like, well, he's like the opportunity. Well, maybe he does need to know. He's thinking about. Still the possibility of getting together. And Alex keeps saying, I have a husband, blah, blah, blah. And, she's weaving herself more into a web that she may not be able to get out of. Alright? So when he comes out the room, whatever, Natalie decides to come up the stairs. And even Mr. Raven kind of questions Natalie, like, okay, why, like, it's his house, going to ask Natalie, well, why you didn't use the bathroom downstairs? Why are you coming here looking for something? And she was just checking up like, well, I see you one of the brothers who like to go with white women. And on top of that, you need to stay with her because she's married, stuff like that. And he basically like, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what you, type of thing. And it kept going there. And she was like, well, you need to drink, blah, blah. You know how you trying to just deny it. And it's like one of those things. And here come Alex coming out. And then Natalie just let it be known, like, what's going on here? You don't think I finally know what's going on? And, Alex like, she's basically saying, like, I'm going to take care of boo, boo, boo. This don't need to get out, blah, blah, blah. And Natalie's like, you need to get this stuff straightened out because, if you don't straighten it out, it's going to turn to something else. And already you crossed the line, sis. You already crossed the line, okay? And all this other stuff. So, because, that's what they're talking about, I guess, talking about those circumstances of what happened. But it's just... But Natalie gave something too little too late, unfortunately, for Alex. Alright, because Marcy comes in and looks like she's saying, did she have the same job? So you could tell that she came in with a glass of wine and a present, right, for Brad. And, like, open it. Happy birthday. Open it. Open it. Open it. Okay, was the main thing. And, Alex is already like, oh my gosh, blah, 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 blah. And already Miss Brave, he, starts to restrain her, like, again, the same way he did, is trying to get her out of the house, whatever. Not really by force, but she's like, not put your hands in it. Eddie and Lucius follow her outside. And then, of course, Kelly, I think, ends up following Alex out. Alex eventually come outside or whatever, and all this other stuff. And they're just... you know, trying to basically calm Marcy down, see what the situation's going on. And, you know, that type of thing. But to make a long story short, we see, yeah, I said short. We got Eddie, you know, questioning. Kelly's trying to see how Alex is doing or seeing the situation going on. And he's like, you have a funny way of showing of being a friend and stuff like that, whatever, right? And, you know, and she's just like, okay, whatever, blah, 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 whatever, right? And I think that's when Marcy kind of had let it be known, like, you know, a kind of a hint, like, with the president and blah, 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 and who he was with and blah, blah, blah. And remember, this is when Eddie finally realized, talking about the bitch, you know, next door. Next door. Dude, next door. Because the show wasn't the rest. Of course, Kelly didn't even say anything despite. Wait. Because, you know, like I said, it was between, you know, got Marcy coming here, blah, blah, blah. And then one of the ladies, I'm sorry, y'all, I forgot which one, between either Kelly or Marcy, decided to tell Eddie, like, we mean next door. Kelly doesn't live next door. And then Eddie had figured it out. So when Ray was like going, I think, towards the car, going towards the car walk, he's still there. I wouldn't even came outside or some shit after all that. I would have been staying at a Motel 6 or something by the time I was about to go down. And so Eddie just pow, right, Mr. Ray in the face one time. He fell to the ground. Then all of a sudden, you know, Brad goes back in because Brad's like, what is going on here? What is going on? Whatever. But that's when Brad decides to go in because Marcy's still saying, and I think she was the one who was saying about the comment, not indirectly saying this Alex, but kind of make it obvious. Because next thing she's telling Brad, like, open your gift. Open your gift. Go and open your gift now in front of everybody. Still saying that, right? And then so he goes in there, and Alex, which really, you know, really was kind of slow about the gift, because all she did was just hide behind her back and made it more obvious, saying like, you know what, Brad, let me explain. See, what happened was one of them type of things, right? And Brad is like, give me the box. Give me the gift. Give me the box. And she just like, no. He eventually gets it from her hand, and we already know the size of the box and everything, you know. And the surprise is basically Alex and Mr. Ray being exposed for being hoes, and as far as you know, ever. So either she went and used all the ink up for her Canon printer, or either she went to Kinko's or whatever. But all we know is that she had at least about 100 pages worth of text messages, and you could tell it's Pepper. And of course, he clicked on and realized who the heck it was because of that, probably of that bumper sticker thing or whatever. Because you know, the Pepper name was only name that was used between that he will call Alex to her, that Mr. Ray will call Alex to her face. But she didn't know that he had the nerves until he had confessed to her earlier, like 10 minutes prior to then, that he was putting her name as Pepper in his phone and stuff, and I guess in her emails. So we seen if they were text. So Brad said, when he pressed for the emails, he ran out the door because Alex was like, oh my gosh, and he went and still see Mr. Ray just pow, because Eddie was like, get him, we'll beat his ass, and he pow. And, you know, Mr. Ray was just laying on the ground for a second, you know, just, I think, walking up and, you know, limping by the time he, you know, got that beat down by Brad or whatever. And that's pretty much how the episode ends, you know, until next week. So pretty much now it's been exposed that, and then Brad took off in the zoom off in the car. Everybody was at the party, came out like, what is going on here? And he just left for the night. So yeah, so anyway, yeah, shout out. I mean, like I said, y'all have a pleasant week, pleasant night, weekend. Like I said, it's kind of late. And I'll put this up soon as possible. Y'all have a pleasant week, pleasant night, pleasant weekend. And I'll definitely see y'all in the next video. Y'all take care.